Hi, my name is Kevin Hart. The Lord has given me a burden to reach the people of Hawaii. The Hawaiian Islands are composed of 8 major islands and several smaller islets in the North Pacific Ocean. It is one of the most beautiful places in the world, and the only place in the world where you can see every climate, from snow caps to volcanoes, rainforests to deserts, and tundras to beaches. The island of Oahu, where I'll be going, is the most populated of all the islands, with cities like North Shore, Pearl Harbor, Waikiki, and Honolulu. Over 950,000 people call Oahu home. But you must look past paradise and see the people. I want to share with you my burden for the Hawaiian people. I got saved when I was 5 years old at a little church in LaBelle, Florida. I grew up in a Christian home, but I was always looking at the grass on the other side of the fence. When I was old enough to get out from underneath my parents' authority, I joined the Navy to work on nuclear submarines. I was stationed in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, and I did the things sailors do. I drank like a sailor, I talked like a sailor. If you would have met me, you would have never guessed I was a Christian. I didn't look like a Christian, I certainly didn't act like a Christian, and I didn't represent the Lord Jesus Christ like a Christian. I got out of the Navy and went back to Hawaii to live. Hawaii is very expensive. Everything has to be imported there from the mainland. A gallon of milk is around $8, and a quart of orange juice is around $6. If you don't know Japanese as a second language, or you're not a local there, it is very difficult to find work. I found myself among the 6,000 homeless people there on the island living on the street. I began to sell drugs and was soon hooked on them myself. Crystal meth is an epidemic on the islands. Oahu leads the nation in crystal meth use. There is not one person on the island whose life has not been affected in some way by that drug. Everything I owned was in a backpack. I would go into Denny's restaurant, go into the bathroom, lift up the tile, stick my stuff up there, wash my hands, and go to sleep in the park benches in Waikiki Zoo. My life was a nightmare. I lived my life from moment to moment in utter fear. I had been shot at, my car had been stolen, the people who I called friends would have stabbed me in the back for $2. I was fed up with life. I remember I was walking down the streets of Aiea, and I was thinking to myself, is this life? Is this all there is to life? Because if this is life, I'm done with it. I climbed up on top of a 16-story building and was about to jump off. I stepped back and prayed, Lord, if you could just somehow get me back to where I once was, I'll serve you. I stepped forward to jump, and my cell phone started ringing. It was my sister in Fort Myers. She had no idea what I was going through. I had not talked to my family in months. I was too ashamed to let my family know the kind of life I was living. All they knew about me was I was in the Navy and now living in Hawaii. But my sister was crying on the other end of the phone. She said God had put me on her heart and she wanted me to come home. She told me she had already bought me a ticket to come home and asked if I would please come home. I said yes, and I hung up the phone and thought, wow, God just heard me. God just heard me. I left all my stuff behind, which wasn't that much, and went back to Florida. I still had a lot of problems. I didn't get to where I was overnight, and I didn't come out of where I was overnight. But I checked myself into a Christian rehab program called the Reclamation Ranch, ran by Brother Jack Patterson. While I was in that place, God got a hold of my heart, and I surrendered my life to the Lord. I then went to Landmark Baptist College, where I met my wife, Lori. Together we served in the church, working at the radio station, on a bus route, preaching in the prisons, teaching in Sunday school, and singing in the choir. While I was there, I felt the Lord leading me into missions, and we surrendered to be missionaries to Hawaii, to reach the people who were in the same condition I was in. We decided to take a survey trip to Hawaii, and did not know anyone over there. Brother Johnny Pope recommended to us that we get in contact with Pastor Kevin Akana of Windward Baptist Church in Oahu, Hawaii. We met him at the airport, and I told him my testimony. When he heard it, he couldn't believe it. He told me his father got hooked on crystal meth and OD'd, and because of that, he started a Reformers Unanimous. It grew so big, he started housing people in the church and then began buying apartments. While I was there, he started a women's ministry. He told me that Brother Jack Patterson was his hero and begged me and my wife to stay. I told him I had to finish what I started, but would be back soon. On my survey trip, I have worked diligently with Pastor Kevin to start the groundwork and planning of an independent Baptist church in Waimanalo. I'm very excited what the Lord has been doing. He has blessed me with a group of people who are waiting me to come back and be their pastor.
Aloha, my name is Kevin Akana and I'm a missionary to the Hawaiian Islands. I've been in Hawaii ministering for about 15 years, and Hawaii has been a mission field that has been misunderstood by a lot of people. And when missionaries try to raise support, a lot of times people don't understand and they think that they're going to just live it up, or come on, they're going to be on a permanent vacation. But really, it is a very hard field. The cost of living is so high and it's so difficult for people to make ends meet. And then also we in Hawaii lead the nation with crystal meth addiction. There are so many people struggling with crystal meth, and homelessness, the immorality, the cults is a very difficult mission field. And there are very few churches here that are reaching the local people as far as independent fundamental Baptists. We probably only have about 3,000 people if you total all of the churches, probably not even that. And in the entire state that go to an independent Baptist church in Hawaii. And a lot of those are military. There are very few churches reaching the local people. And Brother Kevin wants to do that. And I pray that he'll be able to come quickly, because we really need his help over here in this state. Thank you for considering Brother Kevin Hart, and God bless you. Aloha.
Please pray for me and my family as we endeavor to raise support and plant churches in Oahu.